My name is Elise, a 35-year-old marketing strategist at a thriving tech firm. After years of grinding, I finally bought my dream home 3 months ago, a charming 3-bedroom house with a sprawling garden in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The moment I stepped inside during the open house, I knew it was mine. I'd spent every weekend since moving in decorating, picking out cozy furniture and making the space my own. It was my sanctuary, a testament to my hard work. I come from a complicated family. My parents, both in their late 60s, have always favored my younger brother, Nathan, who's 32. Growing up, they paid for his private school, covered his college tuition, and even helped with his wedding expenses. Meanwhile, I was working part-time jobs by 15, saving for my own education. I taught myself graphic design and started freelancing to fund my college years. When I got accepted into a university out of state, I was stunned when my parents gave me $25,000 for tuition. It wasn't enough to cover everything, but with scholarships and my savings, I made it work. After graduating, I landed my current job, rented a small apartment, and saved relentlessly for my house. Even now, my parents send Nathan money for rent because he and his wife, Leela, struggle financially. I tried to ignore the favoritism and focus on my own life. When I bought my house, I was thrilled to share it with my family. I invited them over for a tour shortly after moving in. My parents, Nathan and Leela, arrived, and I proudly showed them the open-plan living room, the modern kitchen, and the sunny bedrooms. Nathan lingered in the upstairs hallway, peering into the guest rooms. "You don't need all this space," he said, his tone sharp. "You're single." "I won't always be," I replied, brushing it off. "I want a home for the future, maybe a family someday." His expression soured, and I could sense his resentment. My mom chimed in, patting his arm. "Don't worry, Nathan. It'll all work out." Her words felt ominous, but I let it go. They left soon after, and I thought that was that. 2 weeks later, I threw a housewarming party. I invited friends, coworkers, neighbors, and my family, eager to celebrate my milestone. The evening started perfectly, music playing, guests mingling, and laughter filling the house. My parents texted at 6:30 p.m., saying they couldn't come due to Dad's migraine. I was disappointed but not shocked. They rarely showed up for my big moments. The party was in full swing when at 8 p.m. Nathan and Leela walked in, carrying duffel bags and suitcases. "Hey, Elise," Nathan said casually, dropping a bag by the door. "Mom said we could move in." "Which room's ours?" Leela was already heading upstairs, dragging a suitcase. I froze. "What are you talking about?" I asked, my voice tight. Nathan grinned. "Mom cleared it with you. We're staying here until we get back on our feet." "No, she didn't," I snapped, following Leela as she marched into my master bedroom and started unpacking. "This is our room now," she said, tossing clothes onto my bed. "You can move your stuff to one of the smaller rooms." I was dumbfounded. Downstairs, my guests were chatting, oblivious to the chaos unfolding. My phone buzzed with a text from Mom, "Don't make a fuss. Nathan needs this. Let them stay." I was livid but didn't want to ruin the party. I forced a smile, rejoined my guests, and played host while Nathan and Leela mingled, acting like they owned the place. Leela even took credit for my decor, telling my friend Jenna, "I suggested that rug to Elise." I bit my tongue, but inside I was fuming. This was my home, bought with my own money, and they were trying to take it. After the last guest left at midnight, I found Nathan and Leela settled into my bedroom, their belongings scattered across my space. I barely slept, replaying years of family favoritism, how I'd always been the responsible one while Nathan got handouts. By morning, I had a plan. Nathan and Leela were in my kitchen, sipping coffee from my mugs. "We need house keys," Nathan said. "We're heading to work soon and don't want to be locked out." I nodded calmly. "I'll get keys made today. I'll be home early to let you in." They left and I sprang into action. I called my boss, requesting a personal day for a family issue. Then I packed all their belongings, every shirt, toothbrush, and shoe, back into their bags. I hired a courier service to deliver everything to my parents' house across town. On one suitcase, I taped a note, "Don't make a fuss. They're your problem now." By noon, my phone was blowing up. "Mom, how could you do this to your brother?" "Dad, this is cruel, Elise." "Nathan, we broke our lease because Mom said we could live with you." I ignored them all, finally texting Nathan, "Stay with Mom and Dad until you find your own place." Then I blocked their numbers. For weeks, my house felt like mine again. I enjoyed the quiet, hosted friends, and focused on work. But then an email arrived from a lawyer representing my parents. They were threatening to sue me, demanding either I let Nathan move in or repay the $25,000 they'd given me for college. I was floored. Were they really trying to punish me for setting boundaries? I called my Aunt Clara, my mom's sister, who's always been a voice of reason. "Clara, do you know anything about the college money?" I asked. She sighed. "Elise, that wasn't their money. It came from your grandfather's estate. He left funds for you and Nathan's education, split evenly." She sent me a copy of the will confirming it. Armed with this, I hired a lawyer. He reviewed the documents and chuckled. "They have no case. That money was your inheritance and gifts aren't loans. Plus, they can't force you to house Nathan." My lawyer sent a response to their attorney outlining why their claims were baseless. The lawsuit threats stopped, but the drama didn't. Clara called a month later with unsettling news. "Your parents are telling everyone you promised Nathan he could live with you, but you kicked them out because you were jealous of Leela." I was speechless. My own parents were spreading lies to tarnish my reputation. Furious, I posted a public message on social media tagging my mom. "Stop spreading lies about me. My lawyer says this is slander, and I'll sue if you don't retract it." Days later, Clara called again. "Your mom hosted a family gathering and admitted she made it all up to punish you for not letting Nathan stay." Everyone was appalled. Most of my relatives cut contact with my parents after that. The next year was transformative. Without family drama, I thrived. I earned a promotion to senior marketing strategist, landscaped my garden, and started dating Ryan, a kind-hearted architect. When I told him about my family, he was shocked. "They just showed up with bags? That's wild." It made me realize how toxic my family's behavior was. For my 36th birthday, I hosted a party with friends, coworkers, and supportive relatives like Clara. It was joyful, surrounded by people who valued me. Clara shared an update. Nathan and Leela were struggling in a cheap apartment, and my parents had stopped bailing them out. "They're learning to stand on their own," she said. I nodded. It wasn't my burden. A year after buying my house, I threw another party to celebrate my journey. Ryan and I were now engaged, planning a small wedding. My career was soaring, and my home was my haven. I'd lost ties with my parents and Nathan, but I'd gained peace and self-respect. I learned that boundaries aren't selfish, they're essential. My house, once a battleground, was now a symbol of my strength, and no one would take that from me again.